Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to paint before I work. I don't know what's going to come out because I'm not a planner. When I paint, it just comes out to whatever, and that should be a motivation for all you aspiring painters. It need not be anything in particular. It just needs to be an expression of a color scheme, maybe. So today I plan to excuse me, use as many of my yellows as I can to clean out the the half pans, because I've been adding other colors to it and I've been a dirty girl. Sige na nga, dirty painter. And we need to brighten up today. So again, let's see if I can keep to my palette. And I will work with yellows. I noticed also I've been doing very round flowers, and they shouldn't be so round. Hi everyone, I see you. And they should be irregularly shaped, because rose petals tend to unfurl and the edges of the rose petals are not round, right? They're almost jagged. So let's work with jaggedness and squiggly. So for those who have pasma, this is a good excuse to wiggle your wrist. There, how's that? So far 3. And then let's continue with a super happy one. No, wait, let's stay with 3. And I have a dirty finger, so it's effing up the page. I did not notice. Good thing I have tissue lying around. Excuse while I clean my hands. I'm talking about this portion right here. So you have to be careful. If our fingers are dirty, it kind of ruins your efforts. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go around for this yellow one, and I will stop here, and I will start one here using the same paintbrush. What I want to do is go as light as I can, because all I did was add water. Okay, and maybe you didn't know, but it's best, and I'll go back to this one when the paint on my brush has lightened. The best thing to do when you're doing things that are the same is to have possibly the word is odd. There we go. Odd numbers to a painting. So I could have left it at 3 roses, but I kept going, so now I am at 5. I could go for 7, but I'm a little tight in space. So now I'm going to change color, and I will work with a brown. Okay, so this may be a yellow and brown painting. It may not be the nicest color combination, but if you're talking about color palettes, they do run, you know, color-wise, they match somehow. Okay, so if I leave my point long enough at one section, I'm dropping paint. And when I drop paint, that means more paint is released from the bristles. And we like that. We like to, how do you say, inject. And I'm using the broad side of my paintbrush. Okay, you saw that? I won't do it again on this petal, I'll do it on another one. So I'm working on the side so I can brush as a thick slice right away. And when I do that, I pretty much save time and I don't overlap strokes. People who have a good eye for paintings, not that I sell mine, but people have a good eye for paintings. Look at how the artist passes through their paper, no? How many times the paintbrush, or how many layers there are. And the less layers, the more knowing you are of how to work a brush. And that is the difference between a 500 peso painting and a 10,000 to 25,000 painting. And for those who want to learn, you may join me for a Skype or Zoom call. Even before the pandemic, I was already teaching online. So this could be something fun we can do while we're home. Okay. So I'm hoping you guys, if you're watching studiously, then you realize that I use the same strokes, almost the same flowers, but the difference among my paintings, in my eye anyway, is that I vary the location and I change colors. So it just makes people think I am versatile, but really it's just a fun thing to do. Okay, so I'm imagining this petal is going around that petal. Maybe I'll add a highlight that way. Okay, what are you up to this morning? What are your jobs, or what wakes you up in the morning? In Tagalog, mali. Who wakes you up, or why do you wake up in the morning? For whom do you wake up in the morning? Para kanino ka bumabangon? Is that the correct question? See that I'm putting highlights by leaving white marks or leaving white sections on my paper. And these are our stouter petals. while wet, we can add stuff to the center. And then the water, the nature of the water is to find water, so it will just spread on its own, and people will think I'm such a good painter because, you know, things are two-toned, but really this is just called dropping paint while the paint is wet. And why am I doing this? I'm trying to keep the color palette the same. Okay, now maybe we can work with something dark like this, and I can cover a few petals here and there so that the roses are not so prominent and very regularly shaped. That's the nice thing about light flowers at the background. You can cover them without any issue. Okay, are you guys preparing for work? Are you on your way out? Or are you just having coffee and getting ready to start your office day at home? Let me move my paper around and avoid the wet stuff. Okay, maybe I can work with a little orange to break the orange and to break the yellow and brown color scheme. And remember, with so many flowers in the world, so many types of leaves, nobody can judge yours. Just claim it's another type of flower. This is for me an ugly shape, so I will put character on it by adding another tone or another color to it. Yeah. That's my way of salvaging it somehow. Okay, I'm going to clean my brush. I'll go back to the more yellow colors because it seems that the yellows are standing out. So I'm mixing the yellow and the brown. And then let's see what this comes up. Oh, it's a dirty yellow. I like it. And finally, a 5-petaled flower. I've been making 4 petals lately. And that is a poor judge of space on my part. Okay, I'll keep going while I have this yellow. Where else can I put it? I'll put some here. What was a dirty yellow has now morphed into another orange. Okay, this spot is so empty. Let's try and fill it up. And I'm going to fill it up with something new. Well, not really, but makes you think it is. I'm just putting 2 brush strokes side by side. And so it makes it feel like a new species or what of flowers. A hibiscus maybe? Okay, just go on. Since it's dark, it's easier to penetrate a new or to cover lighter bits of area. This is called glazing. There, I think. Oh, this for me is a bold spot. Let's work with whatever color we have, and then let's just fill it up. Did I say it was this, that, and this? Okay, turning the paper around and just working on all the bald spots. Not every painter does this, I guess. It's just that I don't like to leave empty spaces. I like busy paintings. I like my eye to roam, not question, just, you know, be very, yeah, the word is busy. I like a busy painting. Almost like where in the world is. Okay. I'll see if I can go back to my yellows. Let's lighten some sections. And then I noticed, you know, when we start adding the leaves, everything becomes better. So just wait for the leaves. And people comment that, you know, they didn't expect it to look that well or end up that well. I know, right? It's just that, you know, every beginning of a painting is just the beginning. You don't know how it's going to end up until I put my brush down. So maybe that's what is very philosophical about my painting journey. It's that until I'm done, I can still make something out of this. It can be beautiful. In my eyes, it already is. And for me, it's the process, not the product, that drew me to painting. So if it doesn't come out pretty, in my eyes even, especially in my eyes, then it's really okay. No harm, no foul. And what I did get out of it was, you know, an hour or so of relaxation. Okay. So I tend to talk about not even philosophy per se, but since I paint to relax. These are relaxing thoughts for me. go. Thank you for the super galing mo comment. And if there were comments before that, I wasn't able to pay attention. Thank you. I'm just rounding out some sections that I feel are flat. Okay, this part pulls out this way. This one needs some sort of symmetry. So I'll add to this section. And when I tap that way, it is to leave color on the wet portions of the painting. Okay. Let's darken that since it's at the bottom. And then we move to this spot. Super light. I just added water to my paintbrush. There. Okay, are we happy? Okay, I'll just add a little bit here on this side. Super light. I don't even know if the camera is able to see what I'm adding right now. And it's just to balance out the wreath somehow. Okay. All right, now that I have a semblance of a wreath like this, let me show you my palette. I still have green, so I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to use it up, and these will turn into green also. Everything becomes green at a certain point. Here, watch this. I'm going to mix this section, and when I do, dark green. Well, no, sige, it's not, it's purple. But mix it with something else on the palette. Just add water. It will go to the side of green. Here, add a little yellow. It becomes brown green. Love it. Okay. So nothing goes to waste when you use watercolor. That's why I love it. I try not to be wasteful with art materials. So I don't clean this portion at all after painting. Sooner or later, it may be used for another painting. And that's the fun part. Okay. So our leaves are not green, although they can be at some point. We can work with, I don't want to call them dull. Let's just call them very neutral, very backgroundish green at the moment. Okay. And we will try to make them go on top of other flowers. But my problem here is this painting is not an old or not a super dry one. So I can't glaze I can't paint on top of it like this side. Okay, let me add more green to the very dark one. There we go. Okay, we keep going. So I'll just keep going around my painting. I'm going to distribute that green. I won't put it side by side. And it's how you lower that brush that gives you the shape, the instant shape that you need or want. I've been very, what's the word for it? Lazy. And I'm not laying my brush down as I should. That's why I've been getting very rough-edged strokes. It also helps when you have more paint loaded on your brush. Okay, maybe I should do that. Okay, I'm loading on my palette now. I will downgrade it by adding brown. And maybe upgrade it with, wait, let me clean my brush before I go into the yellow. Okay, because that's why I chose the yellow palette in the first place. There you are. So it's a more hunter green now. Okay, I'll leave that first. I'll work with another one. Okay. Remember, dark can cover lighter colors, especially if they're dry. So let's do that. Okay, I'll use the same green. And I will cover. I'll dip my paintbrush to give the hint of an irregularly shaped petal. And for the newbies, I've discovered long ago to let that brush do what it wants, within reason, of course. But meaning, if it's not a perfect stroke, I just let it be. And again, I'm going very philosophical. This is how I learned to let go of so much of my anger and frustration, because I needed to. Okay, So I'm almost covered with, I mean, all my roses are almost done when it comes to, can I call it petaling or leafing? Okay. Then if I find spots that I can move into, I would, right? Oh, there's one more rose over there on this side, and I wasn't able to cover it. Maybe I should lighten my green for this, since it's a very light rose. Nope, didn't work. I already added water. I'll just transfer the water. There, somehow. Okay, now let's work with more yellow in the green. I just picked up yellow and I'm adding it to this patch. This part here, I think, will always remain green. Okay, now happy greens all around. And maybe we can finish this painting quickly by working with just fat petally looking leaves, so we cover more ground faster. Okay, and reasonable idea because most of the flowers are the same, so reasonably they should also have the same leaves, right? So I'm going around the paper for those who don't get it. I don't want to destroy my work by landing my palm on something wet. So I look for dry spots, and that's where I go. Okay. If you have questions, then you ask me, then I can answer. If not, I'm so content by being quiet and just, actually this is meditation time, you know, time to think and plan. The last portion is to darken the centers of the flowers. To give it a, you know, pollen-like feel. And when you do this, you try to go around systematically so you don't leave any spot or you don't leave any flower untouched. Just look for all the centers. Just dot away. And I usually do this last because this should be, at least for me, the darkest portion of the painting. See how much paint is loaded on this paintbrush? It's a size 6 round silver black velvet if you want to play. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. My painting for today. And I hope you liked it. Please subscribe to my IG and my YouTube channels. I will upload the paintings and the video process how do you say it? The process videos there. And have a nice day, everyone. Bye.